It's a small world. People can understand that experientially or just by studying geography. But we always believe a combination of experiential knowledge by experience is better than pure academic knowledge. Some people believe in climate change, some people might not. Actually, a more qualified and fair statement would be some people believe that the climate is changing primarily now due to anthropogenic factors, human being factors, or that the climate is simply changing as a natural course. And so we're going to talk about an aspect of climate change that climate change skeptics and climate change believers in terms of the anthropogenic variant that they can all agree to. The climate will ultimately radically change, and human civilization probably has well less than 1 billion years, because there's nothing that they can do to prevent the runaway greenhouse effect due to the changes in the sun. It'll eventually become a red giant and make life on Earth impossible not only for humans, but for all complex life forms. So the world is pretty small, and things will ultimately change. Human beings have to get their act together if they dream of survival for any long-term duration. And we take the contrarian view. We take a contrarian view in this small world that we have been. So there's a lot of criticism. For example, there's arguments that billionaires and trillionaires, wealthy people like Elon Musk, should do more, for example, such as, giving to charity or something like that. Doing more for issues on the ground. We take a contrarian view. We profoundly disagree. We believe that the best use is to actually contribute to science. Because science is what ultimately lifts the entire civilization. It is the most radical and revolutionary radical root factor of all progress. Technological progress is the ultimate driver of all advancement and hope for human survival. So we believe that those billionaires or trillionaires, if they are truly contributing to science in a radical and revolutionary manner, and keep in mind our opinion, radical and revolutionary is not a matter of political persuasion. It's not a matter of left and right. A technology with a fusion nuclear technology, fusion nuclear civilization is radically and revolutionarily more advanced than a society or timeline of civilization that is built upon a steam engine. But if humans wipe themselves out, that will be a catastrophic problem for humans. But other forms of life may survive. As long as we assume that humanity doesn't self-destruct itself in some cataclysmic war that may end humans, then technology is, in our opinion, the only salvation of this particular species. But we will discuss what happens if humans decide to self-destruct. A species that has reached the final apex of its evolutionary adaptation road, that has reached the final apex and plateau of evolution. It has plateaued for about 445 million years. Unless there is some radical change to its own environment, there is little signs of any significant evolution other than some microevolution, genetic diversity, basically, but no major macro changes. The event which destroyed a lot of species on Earth, there's this myth dinosaurs were wiped out. No, they weren't wiped out. They weren't wiped out. Crocodiles, alligators, many other species, including birds. You can consider many crocodiles, they're literally living fossils. Some birds, living descendants of dinosaurs. Mammals, proto-mammals, came from this proto-mammal which emerged from reptiles. So if all the dinosaurs wiped out, you wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be here listening to this rant, because your species wouldn't even have been born. The very fact that human beings exist, the very fact that there is some form of technology, means not all the dinosaurs were wiped out. Now, human beings didn't evolve from chimpanzees or bonobos. There is a shared common ancestor. All species have a shared common ancestor. So if you understand evolution, you would have to understand that there was no asteroid. An asteroid didn't wipe out all the dinosaurs. If it had wiped out all of the life that was on Earth, you wouldn't exist, because you are a continuation, including this crab that survived the event, which happened to wipe out a lot of species. So today we have these crabs instead of, for example, a feathered velociraptor. But if human beings wipe each other out, for example, catastrophic World War III, this is our opinion. This is our opinion. There is no force from the heavens that's going to come down to save your species. There is nothing that's going to save the human if the human decides to wipe one another out. But most likely other species will go on without you, including probably the horseshoe crab, which has been around far longer than you have ever been on this planet, and many other types of species. But a human extinction would probably cause catastrophic horizontal extinctions of currently existing species. But in any event, it's very likely that some form of life will continue and continue to evolve in very unforeseen ways.